how bad they are, and they need to change course as a result.
Member for Waterloo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I think it was less than 6 weeks ago that Canadians went to the polls and they elected every member of Parliament in this place. And it was a very interesting election, and we saw, at least in the Waterloo region, record numbers of Canadians be engaged. And I listened to what they had to say at the doors, and it was not a monolith. There was a diversity of views, diversity of perspectives, but there was definitely a sentiment that government has a role to play. This member was quite telling today. It's the first time where a Conservative has been so honest to say, and I quote basically, or paraphrase, the government has to stop doing. One thing Canadians in my community knew is that a Conservative, and let it not happen anytime soon, government would not invest in Canadians, would not be there for Canadians, because Conservatives do not believe that government has a role to play. So I would ask this member, he has a history of voting against benefits and programs such as the Canada Child Benefit, such as national child care, such as dental care, voting against constituents, against Canadians. Is he recognizing that there are important measures in this legislation that Canadians have supported and they expect to see advance? Could he see himself advancing measures that benefit Canadians within this legislation?
The honourable member for Sherwood Park for Saskatchewan.
Madam Speaker, what I said was that this Liberal government needs to stop doing the things that they are doing and take a very different approach. In response to what the member said, I want to draw her attention, and maybe she hasn't seen it yet. She talked about what people in her region, Kitchener-Waterloo, are saying and thinking. Her region has unemployment that's substantially above the national average. The national average, 7% unemployment, which is quite significant. But in her region, according to today's release from StatsCan, is 8.5. So rather than ask such a partisan question, I think the member for that region maybe should have stood up and asked what we can do about 8.5% unemployment in her region. Why doesn't she stand up for her region instead of constantly defending the government? She wants to know what we should do. What we recommend they do is cut taxes, stop getting in the way of development, remove the gatekeepers so that individuals and businesses can invest and grow, and fix the mess that they've created in the immigration system. If they do the things that we have recommended all along, we will be able to address that very high 8.5% unemployment in her region.